We are. You ready?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to call the city council meeting to order, January 19th, 2021. If you'll stand with me so the mayor can do the pledge, the invocation of the pledge.
Please bow with me. Lord, thank you once again for a wonderful day. Thank you for the city of Sebring. We ask that you watch over our country as we transition into a new order, and that we ask that the people in the power to be kind of look at Sebring and see how things should be run. We ask that you watch over the council tonight and give them wisdom to do the fair and right thing. We ask you to watch over our city staff, our first responders, and all concerned citizens, that we have a good 2021 and beyond. We ask that all we do in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Kathy, will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Shute.
Here.
Dutton. Ivy.
Here.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Stewart.
Here.
Carl.
Here. If there's anyone in the audience that has business and you're not on the agenda, if you'll see Clerk Haley, she will get you what you need. And we'll go on to the mayor's report.
Couple of things. Yesterday we had the Martin Luther King parade and festivities. Thanks to Adam Gowan. She put this on for, I think, ever since I've been mayor. She's done a good job in kind of coordinating that. We appreciate what she does and honors a pretty good countryman that has tried to bring unity into our communities, and that's what we need to follow his ways and encourage everybody to follow his ways and his words. But also I'd like to announce that coming this Friday and Saturday, hopefully our flea market will open. Dan Andrews is with the Sebring Alliance is trying to do some things to kind of spur some interest into downtown, and has developed a plan from Friday and Saturday from 8 till noon on both days, just to have a flea market across from the old flea market, the old Bank of America parking lot.
That's a farmer's market.
Farmer's market, I'm sorry,
Farmer's
not a
market.
flea market, a
Yes.
farmer's market. So, sorry about that.
Big difference.
So, yeah, farmer's market across from the flea market, but, or no, the museum. No, what is that called? The mall, I'm
The
sorry.
mall, yeah, I think.
The mall, that's what it is.
Come on.
But it's at, where the, Bank of America, we took the Barnett Bank, for most of us knew it, took that, drive-through down and look for the big chicken back downtown, a rooster, I'm sorry, I'm getting it all wrong. So.
There you go.
That's all I have, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay, councilman's concern, liaison reports.
As the liaison to the CRA, I just wanted to say that we've all had meetings with the CRA and their representative this past week or two in regards to the development of, I'm going to say, the downtown area. And we've had our chance to get a little input, but the CRA is going to be also looking for input from citizens of the community as to what they want to see done with the downtown area and around the circle. And I want to encourage anybody, council members as well as the citizens, and to contact the CRA and let them know your ideas. Or write a letter to the editor and put it in the paper and see if you get any support there. But we're looking for input from everybody in the community so that the CRA will know where to go and what the people want. Now's your chance to say something. If you don't say anything now, later on after it's all said and done, don't think you really necessarily have the right to complain. If you want it done, say something now. So the CRA is going to get some money. They're going to start doing some stuff. Let them know what we should be doing. Maybe it's a heritage village. Maybe it's a waterfront park of some sort. Maybe just a water park for the kids. Whatever it is you think that is a good idea, contact the CRA. You can do it online. You can do it in person. Let them know what you think. So, thank you.
Thank you. Mark?
No report. No report at this time.
None?
I want to kind of follow up on this here with Charlie. David Liddell just came up and said that Christie was able to secure a $25,000 grant for the post demolition of the Nancessoy, so they just found that out today, so.
Wow.
So it's pretty.
Excellent.
That's kinda what we need, is to look for different avenues of how
Mhm.
we support projects that we have, so. I
Yes.
know we were not, it was not a nice thing to see it be demolished, but at least, you know, Christie found some grant money now that'll help offset the cost of that project, so.
Okay. The mayor forgot to tell you, he rode in the parade in a pink golf cart, so we just
Guess
want
who
every-
rode in the back of the pink
No,
golf
we
cart?
didn't either.
By himself. I had my wife with me, he was by himself in the back of the pink golf cart.
No,
Yeah.
that was his little boy. You
Yeah.
need to turn around.
No, on the way back, you rode back, so.
Well, yeah, I did hitch a ride back, I have to admit. Okay, the consent agenda, with the modification on 8D, the changing of the wording, I need a motion.
Make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented
Second.
With the modification?
with the modifications that are identified.
Okay, thank you. Any comments on the consent agenda from council or anyone out in the audience? Hold the board, Kathy.
Bettman.
Yes.
Ivy.
Yes.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
Carlisle.
Yes. Okay, there's no old business. New business is the 10A Veterans Beach Water Plant Elevator Water Tank Emergency Repair. Mr. Bogus?
Yes, good evening. As you all may have noticed, the crew's out there working on the water tank at Veterans Beach now, and it wasn't long after they arrived, they found some serious problems. That one of them is actually a very serious safety concern. One of the supports that actually supports the underneath catwalk had actually rusted in two. So that was causing the catwalk to be a little on the unstable side. They brought it to our attention, and along with a couple other items that they felt really needed to be repaired. I don't know how well the photographs turned out that you all received, but they did take those pictures and send them to me, and I agree that they are things that we should take care of, especially while they're there. Since this one item was kind of an emergency safety issue, according to the city's purchasing policy, we immediately called President Carlisle and asked for his permission to go ahead and treat it as an emergency and go ahead and get the PO issued, which we did. My understanding as of today, the parts are supposed to arrive, I think either today or tomorrow, and they'll go ahead and get those welded up and fixed.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
We-
I don't suppose you went up there and looked at it yourself, though, did you?
Not, well, with the drone I did.
With the drone.
With the drone I did, yes. We knew ahead of time that there was some severe rust up there, but I think what happened was they saw it was pretty bad, and they probably hit it with a hammer and it
Right.
finished it off.
Yep. Suspect that's right.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any of our other facilities that maybe we need to look at before it gets to that point?
Water tanks?
Well, the other ones may be different.
Well,
than
the
that
other,
one.
yeah, that's a good idea, Kurt. And what I try to do is fly around these things at least every 6 months to keep an
Okay.
eye on them. We have some surface rust on the fireman's field, but it's not anywhere. We knew this was our worst one. And unfortunately, it's also the most complicated one because we have the cell phone towers, antennas attached to our tower, which adds a little bit of complexity to preparing for painting and that sort of thing. All they're doing is working inside the tank. They're not gonna do the exterior, and that's something else that I think we budgeted to take care of this year, so.
You're gonna say that looks like you need to paint the exterior of that tank, not just the interior.
Right, yeah, it should be, right. And it's been a while. It's probably 15 years or longer since it's been painted. So it's past due.
Isn't this project about $100,000?
Altogether, probably.
But that don't include painting the outside.
No, well, this particular one, I think that the bid came in, oh gosh, can't recall right off, but I think it was around $43,000. I
To
believe,
paint.
Just to paint to take care of the interior. See, the interior's required by law every 5 years. You have to inspect it. If they don't look right, you're gonna have to recoat it, since that's where the water's being stored inside.
Right.
What's the continued life expectancy of this tank, Bob? Any idea?
Charlie, as long as you maintain it, probably indefinite. The tank down at Park Street, as you might recall, we did dismantle that one, but that one was the oldest that we had. This particular tank, we think, was built back in the early sixties. So wasn't near as old as that one, but, we are, every time we get a chance to upgrade our control system, we are putting variable frequency drive units in there that really eliminates the need for the tank.
So this
we're-
tank will sunset at some point?
At some point, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't think we're there yet, but, at some point, we may decide it's not worth spending the money to keep it up.
Yeah. And I'm just asking for general purposes like we were talking about before here, but
Yes, sir.
are we looking at 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Any thoughts?
I would say at least, providing something catastrophic doesn't happen. When they're inside, they pay attention to all the welded seams and everything, so they do a pretty good job for us to make sure that the structural integrity is still there.
Right.
But, probably another 25, 30 years is not unrealistic,
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Park Street was the original one.
yes.
And then Fireman's Field was the second.
And the one out there on the golf course, we call it the golf ball tower.
Yeah.
It's the newest. It was built back in the 80s. It needs painting too, but not because of rust, just because it looks kind of bad. But here again, with budgets being tight, we're having to pick the most important one, do that first, and then keep working at it.
Right.
Bob, refresh my memory, how much is the VFD?
We did that last council meeting. What was that? That's so many numbers in my head today.
Are they like 50,
It was
60,000?
60-some thousand dollars, I
Right.
think, for the control panel, which
But-
included the VFD drives.
So is that something we could go ahead and start planning to put in before that tank?
That is part of the intent. When we approved it last council meeting, that's what that does. Changes out the old control panel and upgrades it with all new controls, which includes a variable frequency drive. And that's nothing more than just a fancy way of saying it's a throttle.
Right.
It controls the speed of the motors.
So we can operate on that, we don't need the water tank.
We would not need the water, once that panel gets installed, right now, when the tower comes out of service, we shut the plant down, because we have no way to control the outflow from the plant, to a point that we feel good enough about maintaining pressures that need to be maintained. But once this new control panel goes in, that's no longer the case.
You don't need a ground storage tank?
We do have ground storage tank.
I know we
But here
do.
again, you're not able to control the speed of the motors. They're either on or they're off.
Mhm.
So that's where the tank comes in and keeps that pressure
Right.
kind of stabilized for you.
Okay. Any more questions? Anyone out in the audience want to speak? I need a motion.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the change order and budget amendment number 38 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. If there's no comments. Kathy?
Denton.
Yes.
Ivy.
Yes.
Lorenz.
Yes.
Stewart.
Yes.
Carr.
Yes.
Thank you.
No business from the audience. Okay. City attorney's business.
No, sir.
We have a new city attorney. She's much better looking than the others. City administrator?
I don't have anything really for you for this meeting. We did receive some email correspondence back from Lamar about the sign on the highway that I'm gonna share with you in email unless you want me to share it now. And then I think we'll react to it maybe at our February, first meeting in February.
Okay.
They're seeking some additional time.
Right.
Imagine that.
There's,
Yeah.
yeah. They got some additional time already.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's it?
Chainsaws come
Okay, the last